disappointing. It's not acceptable. But yeah, I mean,
Caitlyn Clark with a very boilerplate statement. Respect everybody, the kind of basic sportsmanship that we become accustomed to. She kind of felt like she had to say it. Media put her on the spot. But what really shines through is that she has a positive attitude. She's a decent person. They keep fouling her and kind of abusing her, frankly. People want to stick up for her. And then media wants her to denounce her own supporters. What's a girl to do? WNBA star Caitlyn Clark was asked about supposedly racist comments made online in support of her. Her initial response was like, "I'm focused on playing basketball, and that has nothing to do with me." However, then another WNBA player took offense to that response, and so Caitlyn came back and made a more apologetic, kind of groveling statement to the media. So they won't leave this girl alone. Now Clark says that it's disappointing, quote unquote, that her name is being used to promote misogyny and racism against other WNBA players. This is according to People magazine. First of all, what misogyny? People making jokes about the WNBA because they can't dunk and they do layups all the time? Is that really the serious misogyny we're discussing as compared to women in Iran or Saudi Arabia? Get a sense of humor. And it's nothing against the WNBA. It's like people are talking about their league. They should be happy. But anyway, according to People magazine, people, quote, spew racism in Caitlyn Clark's name. And I don't know about that. I don't know if that's true. So people are spewing racism and misogyny. I think what's happening is that a lot of people feel like Caitlyn Clark is being bullied as a white girl in the WNBA because people are resentful and jealous and racist against her. I suppose you have to just take the abuse and not say anything, and then the media is happy. And by the way, it's nothing against the other WNBA players. I personally might think I'd rather watch Angel Reese play, the 6'3" Chicago Sky player, who is maybe one of the best in the WNBA. But, the public seems to like Caitlyn Clark. What are you going to do? You can't force them to be more interested in other players. That's not how it works. So anyway, let's take a look at this People magazine article, which I found so absurd. Here's from People magazine. The Indiana Fever rookie said, quote, "It's not acceptable for people to use her name to, quote, push those agendas." And they got a picture of Caitlyn looking very stern as though she's rebuking people online. Indiana Fever rookie Caitlyn Clark has spoken out against the online commenters using her name to spew racism and misogyny aimed at WNBA players. First of all, this is just bad grammar. What do you mean using her name? That sounds like some kind of ghetto talk. A reporter from The Atlantic asked Clark, 22, for her response to the hateful remarks made in her name. "Well, I think it's disappointing," Clark said. "I think everybody in our world deserves the same amount of respect, blah, blah, blah." I mean, understood. Clark kind of had to say that. They stuck a microphone in her face and they asked her about hateful comments. She's not going to, defend hate or something. And, of course, that's just the framing of the media. I don't personally find the comments that I see particularly hateful. I think the treatment that Clark has received has been kind of hateful, but that's another topic. So she said, "People should not be using my name to push those agendas. It's disappointing. It's not acceptable." It's very perfunctory, like she feels that she has to say that. But her first comment, when Clark was first asked about this, her comments were much more reasonable and just normal. She said, quote, "I don't put too much thought and time into thinking about things like that, and to be honest, I don't see a lot of it," Clark said. "Basketball is my job. Everything on the outside, I can't control that, so I'm not going to spend time thinking about it." That is obviously her real thoughts on the matter. It's almost like the media wants Clark to disavow her own fans. This is the position they're putting her in. There is such a groundswell of support for her. And, if I'm going to watch the WNBA, I think Clark is great. She sinks the three-pointers. But, yeah, I can get the perspective that there are other great players like Angel Reese, for example, who I might find more interesting to watch. And, she posts pictures of herself in her swimsuit. And I don't see Caitlyn Clark doing that. So, You know, but I'm just one man, so other people are going to support who they support, and it's not really the job of the media to tell people what to say online. And I love how they can't control that. I love how they can't control it, and I love how they hate it, and particularly on X, which is, thanks to Elon Musk, a wonderful zone of free speech. First, Caitlyn Clark was bullied by the other NBA players, WNBA. Now she's being bullied by the media. Ain't that a bitch? But you know what? That's how it is. It's lonely at the top. Caitlyn Clark seems like a girl with great fortitude at 22 years old, so I'm sure she's all right. We know how she really feels. She's just saying what she has to say for the media. And I'm saying what I have to say. My name is Michael McCara. Thank you so much for watching. Follow me on Twitter. Check out my blog, michaelmccarablog.com. I've got some sports commentary on there. Like this video if you liked it. And finally, do subscribe to my channel. I appreciate it.